Hi there, I hope you're having a great day. Today in this video I'm going to be going over inheritance, one of the core principles of object-oriented programming. Then we're going to jump into Unity and I'm going to show you how to create a pickup system where the player will destroy an item box to spawn a random power-up, then fly into it to pick it up. This system will be using inheritance, so hopefully it will show you how it's useful and you can use it in the future. My name is Michael, I make game dev content based mainly in Unity and Blender, so if you'd like to see more, then please subscribe to the channel. So what is inheritance? At its core, you have a parent class, variables and methods that you want to pass down onto its child or subclasses. Do this so you don't need to rewrite code over and over and over again, and if you make a change it can propagate down to all of the subclasses, rather than you having to go through and individually edit each class. When I was learning this stuff in college, they would love to show an image, something like this. Parent class of an animal with the subclasses of a dog and a cat, or a dog and a lion or something. The animal class has a bunch of variables and methods that both the dog and cat class inherit, but then dog and cat have their own methods which are individual to them. I understand how this works now, but I remember back then I didn't have a clue what was going on. It finally clicked for me when I actually made a project that used inheritance. So let's jump over to Unity and create an item pickup system. Okie dokie, here in Unity we have this little item box enemy here that when I shoot it, it gets destroyed. And what I want to happen is it will spawn one of 3 random power-ups. I'm not going to go into the coding for the power-ups itself. In this video we're just going to have it spawn either a red, blue or green square, and then say in the console that the player has picked up whichever power-up it is. So to get started we're going to create a new folder, pickups. We're going to create a new C# script. We're just going to call this pickup. Now this is going to be our master class that the other classes inherit from. We're also going to make this an abstract class, which means this is a blueprint of a class, whereas subclasses will have implementations for its different abstract methods. Turn this into an abstract class. All you need to do is put the word abstract between public and class. Now we don't need start or update, so we can get rid of that. We're going to create an abstract method, public abstract void apply. And I want this to know which player touched it, so it's going to take in a transform player. And then we don't write an implementation for it because it's abstract. Right, so we have an abstract class, which is our master class. A shared trait that I want all of the subclasses to have is that when the player collides with it, it will destroy itself and run the apply method. So we can create an onTrigger enter. When the trigger is entered, we will run the apply method, the other dot transform, and then we will just destroy this game object. Great, but we don't have a solid implementation of it yet, so we can't actually test anything. So we're going to create a base prefab, which we will then use to create prefab variants. In our hierarchy, we're going to create an empty. We're going to call it a pickup. Reset the transform and insert a plane inside of it. I'm then going to prefab this, go into the prefab, and then just position this how I want it. I'm going to remove the mesh collider off of the plane and put a box collider on the pickup game object. Make that nice and big so it envelops the whole mesh. And we're going to set isTrigger to on. And we'll delete that one off the hierarchy. Right, now we're going to go to our prefab, right click it, and go create prefab variant. And this is going to be our SpeedPowerup. Go into that and we're just going to give it a different color. Create a new material, red, just so we can visually see different ones. And now we're going to implement our abstract class. We right click, create new C# script. We're going to call this SpeedPowerup. Now instead of inheriting from mono behavior, we're going to replace this with our pickup class. And we get a little red squiggly line because we don't have an implementation for apply. So let's change it. Create an implementation by writing public override followed by the method name. So in this case, void apply transform player. This is where the logic would go to then apply the speed power up, but we're not doing that in this video. So we're just going to put a little debug message in there. Speed boost picked up. Then we are going to slap that script onto our speed power up object. I'm going to quickly create a second one doing the exact same thing. Right click the pickup, create prefab variant. We'll call this one WeaponPowerup. Go into it and I'll make this one a blue material. Then we create a new C# script for WeaponPowerup and we just do the exact same thing. We write it here. Instead of inheriting from mono behavior, we inherit from pickup, public override, apply transform player. Logic for the weapon upgrade would go in here, but for now we do a debug.log. Weapon power up gained. So now weapon power up and speed power up only have this implementation for apply, but they also have this onTrigger enter method that they're inheriting from the pickup class. So if all is right, I should be able to just slap these down in the world. Speed power up and the weapon power up. And then I should just be able to fly into them and they'll get destroyed while giving us a little message in the console. So fly into the red one, gone, fly into the blue one, also gone. Go check the console. Weapon power up gained. speed boost picked up. Great, so that is working. But now I'm going to show you where it gets even cooler. So let's go into this item box script. At the moment, all it does is when it gets destroyed, it destroys itself. So here is where we got to put the spawning power up logic. Now normally you'd have to make a reference to each of those prefabs, and then you'd have to sort through the generate a random number and pick one and spawn it in. So all we have to do to get these power ups to spawn is we create a serialized field of a private type pickup, a private pickup array. We're going to call this drops. And then when the object is destroyed, we want to instantiate drops. And what number do we want? We want random dot range from 0 to drops dot length. We then want to spawn that at transform dot position with a quaternion identity. Then when we jump back over to Unity and we go to our item box object, we'll have this array down here. We go find our pickup prefabs and we just drag them in, so speed pickup and weapon pickup. Now when I destroy this box, one of those two power-ups should spawn. Oh, we got a blue one. Just to test that it's working, I'm going to duplicate many of these and then we're going to shoot all of them, and hopefully we should get some blue, some red. We got some red, 1, 2, 3. We got loads of power-ups. Wonderful. Console messages away. Just check the console that we're actually getting the messages come up. Yep, weapon power-up gained, weapon power-up gained. And now if you have any other power-ups or power downs or things you want your players to pick up, you just inherit from the pickup class, and then you're able to drag them into this item box script, and the item box will start to spawn them. If you wanted to spawn only one specific power-up, say you just wanted to spawn the speed power-up, just take the weapon power-up out. And then every single time it gets destroyed, it will only spawn a speed power, like so. You could also work out some maths to affect spawn rates, because you may have power-ups and items that are rarer. In that case, you'd want a system to set up the weightings for each of the drops to determine the likelihood of each one coming out. Just to show you quickly how easy it is to now add another one, we're going to create another pickup variant, another prefab variant. We're going to call this one shield pickup. Go into it and we'll make this one material green. We just create another new C# script, shield pickup. As before, we just inherit from pickup. And we create a public override to our apply class. Then you put in all the logic for what you want your shield power up to do. Whack the script onto the pickup. Then we say we just want the shield pickup available. We just stick that into the array. And boom, it's already working. And in the case of that image I showed earlier, you'd have the pickup as the parent class, and the shield, speed, and weapon power-ups all as the subclasses or children classes. Well, I hope this video has been helpful for you, showing you how inheritance works. I hope that you created a pickup system of some kind, and I really hope that you can see how inheritance may be able to speed up your workflow, because otherwise you'd have to program the on trigger enter for all of these, and then you'd need to go to the item box and make it so it could take each of the different pickups individually. Whereas with this, it is just looking for the abstract pickup class and anything that has the abstract pickup class. So that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you're not already. I would really love to hit 1,000 subscribers. My analytics tell me that not many people who watch these videos are actually subscribed. If you did make use of inheritance from this video, then I would love to know what you made in the comments. Please leave a like on the video, and I hope you have a good day.